The National Stock Exchange of India's wholly owned subsidiary NSE IFSC is located in Gujarat's Gift City, which is India's first international financial services center. Stock exchanges operating in the Gift City are permitted to offer trading in securities in any currency other than the Indian rupee. From March 3rd, NSE IFSC launched trading in 8 US stocks like Alphabet, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft and Netflix in the form of unsponsored depository receipts. It will be later increased to 50 in a phased manner. The trading, clearing and settlement and holding of US stocks will be under the regulatory structure of the IFSC authority. Currently, the product is under regulatory sandbox for a period of 9 months. The number of investors that can be onboarded during the sandbox testing phase is limited to a maximum of 10,000. Investors will be able to hold the depository receipts in their own demat accounts opened in Gift City. They will be able to transact on the NSE IFSC platform under the liberalized remittance scheme limits prescribed by the Reserve Bank of India. LRS allows Indian individuals to freely remit funds up to $250,000 outside India in a financial year. An NSE IFSC receipt is issued by HDFC Bank's International Banking Unit in its capacity as the NSE IFSC receipts custodian on the basis of underlying securities issued by a US listed company. The receipts are not sponsored by the underlying companies. They are unsponsored, meaning the receipts are created without the involvement, participation or consent of such US listed companies or of the US exchanges on which such underlying securities are listed. The receipts give the holder a proportionate beneficial interest in the underlying security itself. Their issuance is based on the underlying share to IFSC receipt ratio as defined by the NSE IFSC from time to time. Therefore, an NSE IFSC receipt represents a fraction of an underlying share, making it affordable for the investor to participate. For instance, one Amazon share that costs about $2,900 is converted into 200 IFSC receipts worth about $15 each. The ratio is reviewed from time to time. The receipts are issued and traded in US dollars, and any amount paid by the NSE IFSC receipts custodian in connection with them will be paid in US dollars. The underlying securities are held by a US custodian on the instructions of NSE IFSC receipts custodian. The receipts are issued by NSE IFSC receipts custodian based on the deposit of underlying shares with the US custodian. One can buy US stocks on the NSE IFSC the same way they can buy other Indian securities. Firstly, the investor has to open a trading and demat account with any of the NSE IFSC registered brokers. Then, they are required to transfer funds from their local bank account to the registered broker's bank account. Once the funds reflect in the broker's account, the investor is ready to trade in NSE IFSC US stocks. All investors would be eligible for corporate actions such as dividend and bonus issues. The settlement of funds and NSE IFSC receipts will follow a T+3 cycle, which means the depository receipts are credited to the demat account after 3 days from the day of trade. Funds from the sale of receipts will also get credited after 3 days. Some of the charges levied on the investor include brokerage charges, exchange transaction charges, receipt issuance fee, and demat account charges. An investor can also request the conversion of the NSE IFSC receipts into the underlying share. The investor has to submit a cancellation request to take delivery of the underlying shares in a US brokerage account.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.